Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to be continuing to take a look at a scenario where civilization starts over. We're now on episode 96 of the series. Only 4 more episodes to go for this finale. Also, I accidentally deleted the map itself, so I had to redo a lot, which now it looks a little different. So over here, you can tell, even over here, even here, the colors are a bit different, but it's mostly the same, okay? But now we're going to focus up. We're actually going to stay in this area. Our first event is going to be the relinquish of this occupation zone. Because after the war, South Asia occupied the city here. But now they say they relinquished the occupation zone. And moving over to this country, poor little thing, it's just gonna collapse, which the resulting borders they'll just be divided up again between their neighbors again now. So yeah. Yeah, maybe they shouldn't have became, fascist, and this wouldn't have happened. But it was an election, so at least they didn't come to power by force. At least they were elected leader. Now, in our world, typically fascists just rise to power by force. Like Hitler, he kind of became chancellor and then kind of worked his way up, like by eliminating enemies, like communists. So yeah, I'm just gonna divvy up the borders a bit here, like just divvying up the border to look nice. Just right there, though. And that's basically gonna be it for that region. Now heading over to this nation, which I think I called the Quebecy Newfoundland Union. It's gonna relinquish some land. It's gonna give some land to certain nations. So it's gonna give some land to North America Unitaria. So it'll look something along the lines of this, which I'm just drawing it separately, just because I might make mistakes. So they're basically just smoothing this out a bit more. So they're gonna relinquish some of this land. I might just do a bit more here, and some more over here. Something like that will do good. That's not what those aren't promises, this is just me trying to make it look good. They will give one area, some of this area, to Morocco. And they'll just give up a bit of land over to Europe, which is really big. But yeah, this is just me fixing up the borders, just making it. They were really not doing too well, as they were just suffering a lot because of, well, that. And the people really just didn't like the fact that their country was suffering from that. So the government decided to give away some land in exchange for rebuilding the country. Rebuilding the country. Which we'll see more of this later. We'll see more of the same thing happening with other countries. And some countries might begin to just disappear by collapsing, or new countries might appear from like a revolt. Kind of like how we saw happen over here and this area too, but that technically was just the Union breaking apart. This Union has lasted a while, so that's a good thing. So has South Asia. Even the Unitarians, they have lasted a long time ever since they were formed. Now, South Asia has a lot of history to it. Because, well, it began very small with India, Burma, and Pakistan initially, but at some point, countries started to join. It started to grow. Those countries started to grow, and eventually it evolved into what we have today. Not in our world, though. I'm just saying, in the earlier episodes, they were at the beginning of the series. I'm just rambling now about nothing. Going over to the area that once was the Gulf Union, which has been disbanded after the war. Some countries are having some issues. One of which is actually the Yucatan Nation, which is gonna collapse, resulting in the following. South Asia initially wasn't going to get this land, but now that the country is collapsing, their border will be moved up a bit. But, yeah. So, not long after their return, the Yucatan Nation is collapsing. As we see Mexico go and take these lands. Now South America Unitaria is going to take these lands around the capital. They're going to take too much land, though. Europe Unitaria, North America Unitaria is going to take a bit of this land following along with the border here. And you can see how the rest is divided now. As the rest of this will go over to Florida. This series is taking a weird turn already. Well, also I'm almost done adding the major cities of the world map on the world map for future like videos. That way, it's like if a country needs a new capital, I could use one of their major cities instead. Like that's what that's for. Goodbye to the capital of Yucatan now. That's now a major city of Florida, who may or might not cease to exist soon. Who knows? Actually, Florida will be ceded land in a minute. I'm just gonna finish up this. So, alright, and that's it. So you can see that this, I am gonna fix up this area. So, I'm just straightening this out. I'm smoothing this area out real quick. Same thing over here. I'm just smoothing it out. Yeah, this one's fine. This area is fine, but I just said that Florida will be ceded some territory. Which will look something like that. This is compensation for the people from plus Florida really needs land. Needs this land for reasons. For a lot of reasons. Economy, more like living space, like more area so more homes can be built, because not a lot of there's a lot of homes, there's a lot of people, but not a lot of buildings for those people to live in, which leads to overpopulated areas. So they will be buying some land in the near future. Now let's take a look at a new union, a country joining a union. And this country is going to be joining South Asia. Now what country will this one be? It will actually be the nation of East Australia, which that just makes this a whole lot easier to remember. I am gonna fix this in a minute, so don't worry. Which means this whole area, this thing here, doesn't need to exist. So a communist nation has decided to join in on a... Pretty sure South Asia is a republic. A communist nation joining a republic. That's interesting. To say the very least. Because normally, I'm pretty sure republics and communists aren't really very cooperative. But in this universe, they are. This takes place years in the future. Because technically, this is after 2026. Actually, after 2025, because that's when the series started, I'm pretty sure. Like, this takes place years after 2025. So I am just gonna fix this border here. There we go. That looks better. Now, taking a look at the alliances, we need to see that another. Actually, we're gonna take. Did I say we're gonna? I mean, we are going to take a look at an election. An election will be held in this nation here, and ultimately, the communists win the election, which is not surprising because the people now are more in favor of communism than fascism. So we can see that this has been updated. And well, that's actually almost going to do it for this episode, but we're going to take a look at a new country forming. And where will this country be forming in? Well, it's going to come from an existing country, but this one is going to be very new and very, how do I put this? Keen on taking over the world. And it will be over here, in this area, in this area. So I am going to select this country's color, just to make sure. Then maybe I'll go over to values, like, maybe I'll, like, change the value down, saturation, then the hue, maybe that. How does this look? Think that looks good? Yeah, that looks good. Still, a new nation will be formed from the Purple Antarctic Nation. And it's going to span into this area. And this nation is highly expansionist, so we might see them invade into this nation in the next episode. But this event will be the last event. Then this nation is very authoritarian. Let's take a look at where the capital will be. It will be located here. That's going to do it for today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in episode 97. Goodbye.